Just on North Melbourne, obviously it was just a smashing. And what I started to think about already at round 5, the issues we've got with these 3 teams and potentially the Giants as the year rolls on, who've won 2 games. But these are the teams who get to play them twice. So for me, St Kilda and Essendon, who have got to 4-1, and no one at the start of the year, none of us would have thought they could play finals, get a great opportunity. So St Kilda play Hawthorn twice, St Kilda play North Melbourne twice, and Essendon play North and the Eagles twice. So there's 4 wins you should bank on top of the wins that you've already got. But it's an issue in the game of these teams are on 1 win and 70 or 50%.
At least they're not the top teams because of the seed situation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
But it's an issue already for the game.
It is, and it brings us to, well, we roll this out every once in a while at your request.
Back.
So we are in the entertainment business. We hear it endlessly from the AFL. We see the effect of ratings when games are one-sided, and we're looking at a ladder. We're probably outside the Western Bulldogs. No one in the bottom 8 really can be a threat or contender for this season ahead. It's 10 and up really left, and Fremantle, no disrespect, don't see you being part of the mix, and the Giants certainly won't be. So it brings me to this. If we are serious about being in the entertainment business, we have to put the best product on all of the time. And the best product is not being put on when the list rules are so restrictive at the moment. Case in point is the ruck situation at many clubs, Collingwood down. You should be able to go into the street and sign anyone you want to play for you this weekend. Sam Naismith is going to be the absolute test case for this. He is at the moment in the VFL averaging 45 hit out, 16 possessions and 7 inside 50s. 6 clubs want to draft him in the mid-year draft and they've got to wait till then. That makes no sense. If you have been in a draft before and all 18 clubs have overlooked you, you should be able to be signed off the street and play this weekend to make those clubs that need a role better. Have a look at West Coast. I'm not saying there's a solution to their problems in the WAFL or in the VFL, but surely they should be able to go and get them at the moment and not be limited by the rules as they currently sit. Open the competition up. Let people, like happens in global sport, be signed at any time. And I'd go a step further. The AFL should be able to hold clubs to account to do it if they need it. If Hawthorn might not want some experience right now, but they need it. And they should be able to go and get it. They should be able to have a bit of buyer's remorse on the list and go, you know what we could do with 1 or 2 to buy us through a month. The AFL can be able to show cause to these clubs, write to them, give them 14 days while they aren't acting on their list. If you've got a problem that you know is addressable in the market and you don't address it, they've got to work on the bottom end, and getting the finals out to 10th is a must.
What about the art of the trade period? Yeah. What about the art of the trade period? Hawthorn had that chance to keep a couple of experienced players.
Caro.
They got rid of them. What about the we don't want the mid-season draft anymore?
Why do you have to have it just at the mid-season? Let it run for the year. Let people take whoever they want at any time they want.
I think it penalises.
So the art of list management and good management, good club
why should it be punitive for a whole year and the quality of the competition suffer?
You got 44 players and Cat B rookies and all sorts of options, and some clubs went into the season with 1 recognised ruckman. That is their fault for doing it.
It is, but if things happen you don't foresee, you need to be able to address it.
You've got to foresee injuries.
If we are in the entertainment business putting the best product on, why would we let a substandard product?
Because your idea has no integrity. We're also in the sport business. Sport
to the
needs
contrary,
to have integrity.
Caroline, it has perfect integrity.
I'm refusing to say at least 4 of those clubs you're saying are out of it and not going to be playing finals by the end of the year.
If a player was overlooked by 18 clubs, how is that not fair? If you've nominated for a draft before, you're fair going to be taken off the street.
I reckon for clubs like Geelong that go, we'll take a risk on Tyson Stenger when no one wanted him in the mid-season draft. Yeah. You're penalising them.
No, you're not. They could sign the equivalent.
Your problem is you lack patience. You lack patience. This is not just about entertainment, it's about integrity, and that is not fair to the clubs who've had a bit of good fortune, managed their lists well, and didn't make dumb decisions in the trade period last year. So we leave 6 clubs languish for a whole season until next year's draft?
I actually don't mind Hutchy's suggestion. It's more so that Naismith his body hasn't been able to stand up for so long at AFL level, and I just don't know how many players in Australia, if you're not good enough to be in the 800,
but that's just
would come in and actually make any impact anyway.
And Naismith might be needed for a month by Collingwood, and then he's back in the pack again, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. And 7 through 10 is a must in the finals, 7, 8, 9, 10, because the bottom end.
I agree with that.
And if you can't keep those clubs hanging on, well, the back half of this season could look like anything.